Guys are constantly asking me about how I store water on the boat, drinking water, because these boats obviously don't have any built-in water storage. Some guys I've seen talk about somehow using the water ballast compartment to put some sort of bladder in there somehow. Way too complicated for me. It's just they're just a trailer sailor, you know. They're a trailer sailor, and I like to keep things pretty simple. Well, I like to keep things very simple. So I'll just show you how I do it. At the end of the day, it's how long you're going out for, obviously, that dictates how much water you're going to take. We just went out for an overnight trip. We just got back yesterday, the day before. We just went down to Southport to watch the fireworks for New Year's Eve. And basically all we took was out 5 litre container, frozen, which we always do, is drinking water. That's, what's 5 litre, I don't know, about 1.3 US gallons or something. And we also took a plastic container, actually that one right there, which is 15 litres. What's 15 litres in US gallons? That's not me, that's the seat. 15 litres, I think that's maybe, what is that, I don't know, 4 US gallons, something like that. And what we have, and that's pretty much all we took for drinking water. And we didn't even use all that. We didn't even touch that, to be honest, because I had my beer. And well, I mean, for an overnight trip on New Year's Eve, you really don't need that much water, do you? Okay, then also we have I've got a bladder under the sink, a 50 litre bladder, which is about 13 US gallons, I think. I don't generally fill that up when we're only going out for one night, because it's just a pain. If you leave water in there all the time, it gets mould in it. I mean, there is stuff you can put in there to stop mould growing. I don't bother with all that. I just generally throw in a splash of vinegar, because we don't use the water in the bladder for drinking. We only use it for washing up and maybe a bit of brushing your teeth, washing your hands, you know, that sort of thing. That's the water in the bladder is just for that. It's not for drinking. But yes, we got a 50 litre. Oh, running out of light here. So, I don't know if you can see that in this light. It's a 50 litre bladder in here. That blue cover's kind of falling apart, it's pretty old. The bladder is completely empty. But there's an electric pump down there, a little electric pump. And it's hooked up to the sink here. Okay, yeah, totally empty. And excuse my giant mess under the sink, but that's pretty normal on my boat, it's a giant mess. Can you see that? Probably not. So there is a filter under there, but when was that last changed? Well, let's just not go there. Anyway, like I said, it's not drinking water, and I just throw a bit of vinegar in the bladder, so that keeps mould at bay. But still, if you leave it for ages in here, the bladder, you'll get mould in there. So I do take it out occasionally and clean it, that bladder. We put a bit of sponge on the end of a broomstick and just get it in there and scrub it around with a heap of vinegar in it. With a heap of vinegar inside there and water. It works fine to clean it up like that. I know some guys, they have a 100 litre, which is what 26 gallon or whatever it is, underneath the stern berth. You know, probably a great place to put it because there is a void under that berth there. I'm just out of this carpet here, but There you go, can you see that? Probably not, it's too dark. But yeah, there's plenty of space. Plenty of space. Space under there to put a 100 litre bladder if you want it. But for us, it works fine having the 50 litre just there. Well, when I say works fine, not totally, because it does run out after a few days, which is a bit annoying. And I will often fill it up while we're out there, which I did show in one of my videos. Hang on, I'll just see if I can find that bit of video and show you. How to fill up the water bladder when you're out in the middle of nowhere. Just use the water bottle and the siphon, the hose, and siphon it in there. Yeah, siphon it, or you could just try and pour it in from a bottle, I guess, with a spout, but you know, I'm lazy and it's too much hassle, so I'll just siphon it. Yeah, I mean, filling the bladder up is easy if you have access to marina where you cruise. If you got docks or marinas you can go to every day, but that's not always the case. It's certainly not always the case for the kind of places we go and where we live. In fact, we rarely ever go in marinas, so we're rarely at any docks, so we don't have access to a hose to just fill it up easily like that. So that's why I'll, you know, if we can get ashore somewhere and get some fresh water, I'll just bring it in the containers and I'll just siphon it in there, because it does make life a lot easier having water on tap to do the washing up and wash your hands and all that. It's a pain in the butt to have to try and use these containers all the time to do stuff. Okay, so that's the bladder. Usually, like I said, one night out I don't usually bother filling the bladder, but it is very convenient having the sink with the electric tap. So 2 nights or more, definitely always fill the bladder. And obviously you need quite a bit of drinking water, so that for us is simple containers. And I have learnt through experience that these plastic containers you buy in the supermarkets don't last 5 minutes. They get mould in them. These sort of caps get mould in them really easily. But also they break. I mean, they wear out pretty quick, this plastic. And I think in one of the videos I showed where a couple of them had split. I'll just show you that bit. Fortunately, it's a giant mess in here again. And somehow we've ended up with quite a bit of water in the locker there. Don't know what's going on there. Well, I do actually. One of them sprung a leak. Actually, that's the second one that sprung a leak. I think it's time I bought some proper water containers. So basically, your best option is these ones. They get huge lids, so if they do get any mould or whatever, it's easy to clean out, easy to pour. And they come with a spout, some of them. So that's handy. A spout, so you can probably fill up the bladder with that. I guess it's a bit of a pain, so I think I'll just stick to my lazy man's way. And they come with a tap to put in there if you want to use the tap. And we've found that the 10 litre ones are the best size. 10 litre, what's that, 2.6 US gallon? Do you have them in America? Or I don't know, I assume you have somewhere around that size. But any bigger, this one here is a bit of a pain because of the shape. And we generally stick that under the V-berth. But the wife complains. The 15 litre one there, that's a supermarket one. too heavy for the missus. She reckons the 10 litre ones are the best. So generally, if we're going out for a week, I'll have about eight of these 10 litre ones, 8, maybe 10. But also the good thing is with these containers, you can sort of put them all around the boat to balance the boat. Because it is a light boat, and you know, if you have too much weight on the port side, it'll be obvious, even with the ballast in. So I kind of just put them all around. Just put a couple in this locker, jam one in there. This is one of those waterproof bags. Get on eBay, cheapest chips, Bluefield. Actually, I just ordered another 2 of them, $11 for 2 of them posted from China, 70 litres. And they're really handy, not just in this boat, but in my dinghy, and you know, even for kayaking, just storing stuff. Because you get a bit of water in the bilge, and a bit of moisture in there, and next thing you know, there's mould everywhere. It's really easy to get mould in there. So generally stuff like that, well, this one is actually where I keep my towels. There's about 5 or 6 towels in there. So I just keep stuff like that in the lockers in those bags. Keeps the mould and everything out. But yeah, the containers, I'll stick a couple in there, a couple in the front, and I generally just leave one under the table, one of these 10 litres, ready to use all the time. But that's pretty much it, just containers, and just fit them wherever you can around the boat to kind of keep the boat balanced, and that works fine. So I'm just throwing them all in here now because we're going, we've got to drive to, we're going to cruise the river next week, and it's a few 100 kilometres away or something, so obviously we're not going to fill them up now, just leave them here all empty, fill them up somewhere when I get there. They don't weigh much, so that's alright, just leave them in the boat. All those guys that keep sending me messages asking me what do we do about drinking water on the boat? No, it's that simple. Just containers, just like I said, the smaller ones, 10 litre ones, you can just jam them in anywhere, they don't take up much space. If you get bigger ones, they take up more space, they're more of a pain to find somewhere to put them, but also they're too heavy to lug around in the boat. And especially, you know, if the boat's rocking, you know, just a real pain. And my wife, she just won't pick the big ones up, so that's up to me. So yeah, 10 litre, 2.6 gallon, is it? Yeah, whatever it is, something like that. They're the best size we find. Anyway, I've got to get this boat ready because on Sunday we were supposed to be going. Anyway, touch wood, touch plywood. Hopefully we're not going to get washed out this time, although it is storm season. And, we've been getting a few pretty severe storms this last week, but we'll see. Catch you out.